Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 Foot Good. I'm Daren.
I'm Tyler.
Sorry, start again.
Yes, it's not us again! That just makes me feel better, and we're not the first ones to mess up.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 Foot Good. I'm Daren.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Rich.
And today we're going to be taking a look at Freeblades End Phase. Another phase in the Freeblades. I'm going to start this again because that didn't come out.
We need to know what we got to come up with a good.
In today's episode, or in this episode, we're going to work on the last phase, or the final phase, the end phase of the. I'm going to do this again because maybe it's because I'm not drinking. Maybe I need a drink.
Maybe you need a drink, Daren.
I was actually gonna go buy a bottle of Jameson on my way here, but
I thought about it on the way here too.
I decided not to
Jameson
because my blood sugar was low.
Very good not to then.
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of 3 Foot Good. I'm Daren.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Rich.
In this episode, we're going to go over Freeblades End Phase. So it'll be the final phase wrapping up a turn of your Freeblades game. Continue watching us and we'll get started.
All right, so final phase. We've done all of our combat phase, movement, shooting, magic, all that fun stuff. Now it's time to wrap up the turn. So how do we do that? The first thing you do is you do end phase actions. This can be objective actions, whether you're going to try and close a witch gate, get recon points, pick up, whatever. It'll tell you in each scenario if you need to do an end phase action. After the end phase action, your single turn spells, skills, talents end. So if you have something that's going to help you with your end phase actions, a spell that you've casted, it still will help you for that one turn. Then you go to your end phase events. So what is that? Well, this is where you're going to have certain things happen in the end phase, like demons come through witch gates. It's actually kind of cool and fun. So once you do any end phase actions, again, these will all be determined in the scenario packs. You have to check to see if a free band has broken. How do you do that? Fuck! Sorry. So how do you check to see if your free band has broken? Well, you add up your starting free band, all of the life points from followers, heroes, casters, whatever. Then you divide it by 2 and you round up. When that many of your models have been dropped, equaling that life point total, your free band has now been broken. The game will usually end. That's one of the usually end game conditions, and we'll get to that. But if it's going to continue, say there's there's 3 or more free bands fighting, you then remove all of the models from the free band that broke, but they are not considered dropped. Then you'll check see if the end game has happened. Normally one of the conditions is only one free band is not broken. Otherwise, if you've collected all of the resources you need to, you've completed the objective, you've dropped the beast, whatever that may be, you check to see if the end game has happened. Being broken does not automatically mean you have lost though, which this is something that's unique to free bands or Freeblades. The one scenario that I will always come back to is looting spree. Looting spree will have 6 things you have to pick up and then get off on your home edge. The game ends if you have gotten more off than what are left on. So since there's 6, if you get 4 off, the game ends, you've won. If you've only gotten 3 off, even if you have that 4th one in your possession, it's not off the table yet, so you haven't won. But if you get broken, you're going to win that game because you go through the victory conditions in the order they're listed in the scenario. And in that one, it states, if you've moved at least 3 off and more than your opponent, you are the winner. The second step is the only one that talks about your free band breaking. So make sure you go through and you look at those victory conditions because even if you get broken, you may win. Now, I do believe looting spree is the only one I can think of off the top of my head that is like that. All the other ones, usually you need to get more and there's only going to be 5 or 3 or only one objective to be done. So usually if you complete the objective, then you will win. But just because you're broken does not mean you lose. So that's huge. Then pretty much what you do is you start all over again. You're ready to go with round 2, and you've got to roll up your initiative and see who's the first player.
The thing for dropped, if your free band is broken, anyone that's still there when you remove them, if your model is dropped on the board in a one-off game, that isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
But the difference is,
I get the campaigns.
In a campaign game, you have to keep track of everyone that was dropped. So if they're dropped, you roll on this wonderful chart that 1 to 5 is bad. Always.
Yep. You roll a d30.
Yeah. And then you then see what happens to that model that was dropped. They can die. They can have great things happen. They can advance.
Yep.
They broken leg where they might miss a game or two.
Regardless, if you've broken and you remove them, they're not going. You don't have to roll on that chart for them.
Right, exactly.
And we're going to
talking about campaigns.
Right, we're going to get into campaigns.
We're going to get into campaigns and go over that. And
that might be the next video. We'll see. We don't know, but if it is, it'll be a long one because
we'll ramble.
Yeah, and I love the campaign system. I can't speak enough about this campaign system.
Right.
But that's it for now because we're just ending up the end phase.
And then you go to your next turn.
Yeah, and then you start all over again.
So stop watching us.
Go roll some dice.